Bad Bloods are predators that have deliberately broken the Yautja Code of Honor and have been outcast from predator society. They have been around ever since 1993 when Dark Horse published a 4-issue comic series known as Predator: Bad Blood. Since then, there have been more Bad Bloods that have appeared in numerous other comic books and video games. In 2010, the Bad Blood Predators finally hit the big screen in the film Predators, which is about a group of humans who have been mysteriously dropped on the game preserve planet by 3 dishonorable super predators, known as Berserker, Falconer, and Tracker. Our story begins when we see Royce wake up to find himself falling from the sky. He activates an alien device which releases a parachute. His parachute gets caught by a few tree branches and falls, but luckily he survives. He is met by another parachuter named Chichilo. They are then attacked by a Russian soldier named Nikolai. Royce manages to sneak up on him and convince him he's shooting at the wrong people. They are then met by another soldier named Elizabeth. They explain to each other that they were on special missions, then suddenly they saw a bright light and woke up to find themselves falling from the sky. They then find 4 other parachuters known as Mombasa, Stans, Hanzo, and Edwin. Everyone decides that it is best to stick together, but Royce works alone and isn't fond of anyone else working with him. But he lets them under the condition that they follow him. They eventually reach a clearing where Royce tries using a leaf compass to find out where they are, but it strangely doesn't work. He then notices that the sun hasn't moved since they've gotten there. They trudge through the forest some more where they reach another clearing and find other moons and heavenly bodies in the sky orbiting the planet. They proceed through the forest where they accidentally triggered some traps, but luckily evade all of them without casualty. They find the remains of the person who set the traps. They are then attacked by Tracker's hellhounds. They manage to kill most of the hellhounds, but Elizabeth is cornered by one of them. She is only armed with a pistol that does little to nothing against them, so she decides to kill herself. But just as she is about to, a whistle goes off and the hellhounds return in the direction they came. After the hellhounds fall back, the group notices that everyone except for Chichilo is present. They hear him call out for help and they follow. They find him in the middle of a tall grass patch. Elizabeth walks over to help, but Royce throws a stone into the grass and it sets off a trap. Royce decides that it is best to leave him, but Elizabeth mercifully kills him. They then find the Super Predator's camp and see a predator chained up to a stone. They are then ambushed by the Super Predators and Mombasa is killed. The group is then chased down a waterfall where we see Falconer's spy bird track the survivors and return to him where the predators uncloak themselves. Royce, Elizabeth, and the rest of the group make a plan to trap and kill the predators by leading them into a choking point and unleashing a barrage of gunfire on them. They begin setting up camp along with their trap, and they use Edwin as bait to lure the predators out. Edwin begins running around the place where he catches the attention of a mysterious creature. Elizabeth then shoots the creature with her rifle, and they go to inspect it. They find out that whatever it was already dead before Elizabeth pulled the trigger, since Elizabeth finds her shot inside of a tree, where they realize that they have been set up. A predator then uncloaks himself and points his rifle at Royce. The predator takes his mask off and reveals himself to be a human survivor known as Noland. Nolan takes the group to his hideout in a mysterious giant alien vessel. Nolan explains to Royce and his team that there are 2 types of predators out there and that they are similar but different, and that they have had conflicts with each other for some time. He also tells them that after the predator group is killed, more return in groups of 3. The group then gets to know one another, and while they are not noticing, Nolan tries to suffocate them with smoke to take their items and supplies for himself. Royce luckily is able to alert the super predators of their whereabouts by triggering a small explosion. The predators see the explosion and head to the ship, while Royce and the others try to escape. Noland is found by Tracker and is plasma blasted. The team is then found by the super predators, where they try tricking them into coming out, but they don't fall for it and they escape without being noticed. As they walk quietly through the ship, Edwin accidentally separates himself from the rest of the group and attracts the attention of Tracker. Edwin is saved by Nikolai, but he gets plasma blasted by Tracker. Nikolai is still alive, however. Tracker impales him with his wrist blades. Nikolai then sets off several explosives strapped to his vest and takes Tracker with him. The others manage to escape the blast, but are caught up by Berserker, who kills Stans by ripping out his skull and spine. Falconer is not far behind as well, and he catches up to the survivors. Hanzo stays behind to face Falconer with his sword. They both kill each other. As Royce, Elizabeth, and Edwin race back to the Predator's camp to negotiate with the captive Predator to help them off the planet, Edwin steps into a trap which cripples him. Royce tries to convince Elizabeth to leave him, but she doesn't, and Royce leaves them. As Elizabeth and Edwin try catching up to Royce, they are caught in a net trap where they are found by Berserker. At the same time, Royce manages to find the Predator's camp, where he negotiates with the captive Predator. Royce frees him, and the Predator arms himself with his wrist blades, plasma caster, biomask, and wrist bracer. The Predator then activates a ship with his wrist bracer. At the same time, Elizabeth and Edwin are thrown whole by Berserker. He then leaves to face Royce and the now freed Predator. As Royce and the Predator are confronted by Berserker, Royce leaves to board the ship while the two Predators fight. Both Predators use brute strength to try to overcome one another, but Berserker wins the fight, and he takes his mask off to look his foe in the eye right before he kills the Predator. Berserker then decapitates the other Predator and then blows up the escape ship with his wrist bracer. Edwin then betrays Elizabeth and poisons her right before Royce arrives and helps them get out of the hull. Edwin then attempts to poison Royce, but he is able to sense his betrayal and stab him in the chin. Royce then sets him up as a trap for Berserker. Berserker then activates several grenades attached to Edwin's vest, and he blows up, but Berserker survives the blast and he fights Royce. Berserker is able to gain the upper hand, but Elizabeth shoots him with her rifle, allowing Royce the opportunity to beat and decapitate Berserker with an axe. They then see more prey parachute, and they both work together to find a way off the game preserve. And that was the story of Berserker, Tracker, and Falconer. Now, I'm not very fond of these Yautja since I am more of a fan of honorable Yautja, and these predators displayed dishonorable hunting methods. Thank you all for watching. I've been John147, and in the next couple of episodes, we're going to be going over Alan Ripley's encounter with the Xenomorph. Remember,
if it bleeds, we can kill it.